Are you ready for such an infusion of energy today? Because let me tell you, this girl that I'm about to interview is the epitome of, I like to call her like the Energizer Bunny. She continues to exude so much energy and positivity in everything that she does, and she's going to be hopping on to share her story. So let me in this business. And yeah, she's going to be sharing her story, her ups, her downs, and all of the goodies. Hi, Kristy. So
I
excited
know, I'm
to
so excited
see
to see
you.
you too. I miss you.
Awesome. Well, I miss
Oh,
you
it is
too. It
like
looks so beautiful out
so pretty
there.
today. This is my view. So nice.
Aw. Well, I'll
Yay!
be there in
I
two
can't wait to
months.
see you.
I No. Well, yeah, I'm so excited that you are hopping on to share your story. Like this week, I'm interviewing a ton of girls that I'm mentoring in this business. And yeah, I'm so proud of everything that you've accomplished in almost 2 years now. In May, it will be 2 years. And yeah, you're such an inspiration to me and to so many people in this business, and I just want to share with the world your energy, your positivity, and yeah, most importantly, your experience in this business. So I'll just kick it over to you and just like tell our viewers and everyone watching a little bit about yourself and like where were you before the business and what led you to decide that
Yeah.
online business was the right path for
Hi,
you in your
everybody.
life.
So happy to be here. Oh my gosh, I love doing interviews, and normally I feel like I'm interviewing lately, but it's like fun to have it like turned over. I usually interview Abby. Okay, so before this business, all right, so I was working my corporate job. I had been with the company at that point 21 years, so a very long time, and I was very content. I started I started at the company like 1 month out of graduating high school. I did all the things. I got my degree, I climbed the corporate ladder, and I liked my job. I liked what I did. I liked the people I worked with. And so for me, an online business was never something that I like thought about. Like I didn't think one day I'll be an entrepreneur and doing this. Like never in a million years would I have thought this is where I would be. So it's very surreal being here now. So I was doing all that, and I have two boys, John and Sean, and I'm married. And one day, obviously, when the pandemic happened, we got an opportunity to work from home. And I just remember like my priorities shifting in that moment. I was sitting there working from home and realizing, wow, like this little bit of flexibility, this little bit of taste of freedom I had never experienced before. And I feel like I grew up in like the traditional, like you get the 9 to 5, and that's like the badge of honor that you wear, and you just do all the things. And so, yeah, I really, I just never knew what I was missing out on because I knew no different until I did. And I remember one day my kids were getting off the bus, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like my son was a senior in high school at that time, and my other son was in middle school, and I'm like, where did the time go? Like I don't even know what's happening. And so part of it was just realizing that I wanted more flexibility and freedom. But I think the big piece, there was two things. One is I just knew while the first 20-ish, 21, 22 years had been good, I did not want to work 20 or 30 more years doing the same thing. I did not want to be like handcuffed to a corporate job for another 20 years. So that was number one. And number two is I was coming up close to my 40th birthday, but I'm still 25 is what I tell people. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot like, I was like, where's life gone? And I kind of had this sense of like lacking fulfillment. I really didn't have a huge passion and purpose. Like my kids were getting older. Like I had been doing the same thing day after day after day. My life was good, but I was like, yeah, there's something missing. Like I didn't really have a passion and a purpose. So that led me to reaching out to Abby and learning more about the online business. And within, I think, 2 minutes of our conversation, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm ready. Let's go. She's like, well, here, like, hold on, learn about it. And I'm like, I just, like, it was like that moment, like everything inside of you was like, oh my God, this is exactly what I'm meant to be doing. This is exactly where I'm meant to be. Like timing is perfect. And I dove in, learned about the online business, and a week later I officially started and I was up and running, and it was literally the best decision of my life.
Amazing. Yeah, I remember that conversation so clearly. I was sitting on the couch with her and her husband talking about it. And like she was just like, you could tell she was like wiggling in her seat like the whole time. Like I was just like, okay. I love that. Like so like when someone's so excited about something and you can just see the passion. And so from day one, and I will share a little secret with you, like Kristy, despite my cautioning about not talking about it until she learned about it, went out and told everybody she knew. And like this girl, she generated almost 50,000 in sales in her first 60 days. So when people say you can't make a lot of money online, that's complete BS, or it takes a lot of money. It just really takes whatever, like you are the only block to your own success. And because she was so fearless, like more fearless than I was, because like I didn't tell anybody my first 3 months in the business because I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing yet. But she did not let that stop her. She was like, she went all in and she was just fearless. And did she have some like blips and like she came back and like, I think I said this wrong, or I think I scared away a potential lead. Like, and that's okay, because guess what? There were 5 leads in that first 60 days that she didn't scare away. And like,
Yeah.
holy crap, like that's amazing. So Kristy, let me ask you, like, was it what you expected when you started?
Well, that's a good question. I guess part of me is like, I don't know how to answer it, because it's like, I don't know what I expected. I knew that I had never done anything online. I did not even have a Facebook page when I started. I literally had an Instagram that I had, like, I followed a few friends and family, and basically Justin Bieber and his whole entourage, because I love Justin Bieber. And so I'm like, okay. And I found myself kept getting into the trap of most people, like just scrolling, like aimlessly looking online, but for no purpose and no reason. So to learn how to like incentivize and monetize my computer and my phone, that was like, I knew that's what I was going to be doing. It was a lot easier from a technical standpoint than I thought it was going to be. And so, you know, one of the cool things about the business is like we have step-by-step training in our training platform. You have live coaching and support, and the community is absolutely amazing. I could not imagine doing this without the community and the support and my coaching with Abby. Like, can you be an entrepreneur and be successful without it? Yes, but like, why would you want to? And your chances of being more successful having a community with people who are on the same mission. So that to me, I think, was the biggest surprise of like, was it what I expected? I got so much more than I think what I expected. I was expecting to make more income and like to work towards an early path of retirement. And I did that, but I actually gained so much more that I wasn't even realizing I was going to get from a personal development and a mindset perspective and just like a quality of life. And I think the other piece is this business made going into my 9 to 5 so much more bearable in so many ways, because I knew I was working towards something. I was on a path to have something better and to eventually break free. And so that like really made it more bearable, because I was like, oh my gosh, I've got this amazing like thing I'm building after work, and it's all mine. No one can ever take it away. I can only go up. I can never go back. It's like, so I think it was actually so much more than I thought it was going to be.
Amazing. So yeah, talk a little bit about that, because I think a lot of people are afraid about like, how much time do I actually have to invest in doing this? I am working a full-time job, or I am, you know, working a full-time job and raising a family, which is what your case was. Like, so how do you add a business on top of that and
okay,
still have
so
a
first
life?
of all, you can absolutely do it. We all have the same amount. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. And really, I actually was just listening to a podcast by Ed Milet recently, and he was talking about like 24 hours in a day doesn't have the same meaning. Like the way that we've evolved with technology and online and like all the things that we do, our time, we have even more time than we ever used to before. Like 24 hours is now like a new like 48 hours in a day, really, because you get to condense everything because you're like online and you can reach so many more people, and it's so much more efficient than like old ways. But I always tell people like 1 to 2 hours a day is what you need to commit to building the business, like give or take, right? personally, I went hard. Like I was loving it so much, and I loved everything about the training. I loved everything about building. I was like, I found a love of learning again that I had lost. And so, I mean, I feel like I was doing 4 or 5 hours a day some nights, you know, but that was my personal choice and not what anyone has to do. But like, if you really think about between working a 9 to 5, I also, you know, have 2 busy boys in sports. Like I'm all over the place all the time, and I still made that amount of time. So when I tell people, do you have an hour a day? Like there should be no question that someone can give an hour a day. And if you can give an hour a day, then that's great. But like the truth is that if you're willing to give more and you're really willing to like fully embrace and go all in, it can literally change your life a lot faster.
Absolutely. So let's talk about going all in, because I kind of alluded to the fact that you saw some major success in your first 60 days, and it was because you were so fearless. Now, with this business being online, obviously you're learning how to create income online where you don't actually have to talk to anybody, you know, friends and family, but you were so passionate and so excited about it. Like you were like, everyone needs to know about this. Everyone needs to know about these
Yes.
products. Like they're life changing. So why do you think, how do you get to that point where you are fearless and so courageous
Yeah.
and you don't care what other
That's
people think?
such a good question. And I think that part of it is like when you learn about how this really works, like if you really put your barriers down and you embrace going all into this business and learning exactly how it works from a product to a compensation plan to like the business and the community and the support. If you really take a second and you really embrace that, there's no way that somebody can't come out of learning about this and not be crazy passionate and being like, I remember just being like, I have been working 22 years of my adult life and never knew anything like this existed. So all in my mind was thinking, how many other people don't know this exists? How many other people out there are like literally grinding away a 9 to 5, absolutely miserable in their jobs, living paycheck to paycheck? Maybe you have a stay-at-home mom who's, you know, tired of her husband working forever and never being able to be with a family, or just wanting fulfillment, something, right? Whether it's income, fulfillment, whatever. And I just remember being like, I can't believe I didn't know this didn't exist. So how many other people don't? And so that's where my passion came from, was like, I actually have something that can help people. And a lot of times we don't have that. When we're going to our 9 to 5, we're just going through the motions. We're just doing all the things. There's a lot of online business opportunities and a lot of affiliate marketing programs out there too, right? And so it's really about finding what aligns with you best. What I knew is that I valued my time and I wanted something that was high ticket, which is high commission, because I wanted something to truly be able to replace my 9 to 5. But number 2, I also wanted to share this with people to help them. I literally had so many coworkers that were miserable, crying every day coming into their jobs. And I'm like, how do I not share this? Like, I found this passion. I can help myself, but I can help other people with it. And that was my motivation. And I think when you really understand what this can do from a health, wealth perspective, like, I don't understand how people don't go about talking about it and sharing it. And again, everybody can build their business however they want. It's like up to them. But I felt like, oh my God, I can help so many people. And that's what I did. And I feel really good that I was able to do that.
I think that's such an important point, because there are so many things out there that you can do to make money or generate an income. But what it doesn't do in 95% of those cases is it doesn't generate fulfillment. And true fulfillment comes from making a difference and having a purpose. Like the money is nice, but like I was making a lot of money in my corporate job, but I didn't have fulfillment in my corporate job. And now like I can make a lot of money and I make such a huge impact on so many people's lives. And then on the other side of things, I have products that make such a positive difference in other people's lives and in the world, because they help our ecosystem. So yeah, like there's so many positives to it. And I underestimated that. I didn't even know that that was something I was looking for when I started my business. Was I just knew I was unhappy where I was. And then like looking into all these things like drop shipping, blogging, like all these things. And I was like, you know, that's nice, but that's still not going to give me what I'm craving, which is true purpose and fulfillment. And like when we have something that is in service to others, like there's just something so gratifying about that. Awesome. Okay, so a last question. Like, if someone is on the fence and has maybe been watching for a little while and like kind of was like teetering, maybe scared, like what advice would you give them? What would you say to somebody who is, you know, maybe doing well in life, but not really happy?
Oh my God. Okay. If that is you, any possible scenario, I just want to like pour this into you right now, because what I can tell you is that don't be scared. Take faith over fear, right? It's like you will never know what you can do and what you can accomplish until you take a chance and go for it. And I always tell people, like, you can always make more money, but you can never get your time back. And so, like, to live in this place of fear, and especially for people out there who are unhappy in your job and not loving life, and wanting more, craving more, like, the truth of the matter is this: nobody's coming to save you. You are responsible for your life, and you have to be willing to take massive action and take a chance to do something different than you've ever done before to get a result you've never had. And I think that's the piece, is like, gosh, I've had so many people over the last 2 years who have reached out, who wanted to know more, who are like, I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I'm unhappy in my job. I cry every day before I have to go to work. And it breaks my heart. And there's a lack of action, and then they kind of fall off and they don't move forward. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then, you know what? Sometimes they'll come back 6 months or a year later and they'll be like, all right, I'm ready. Like, I can't take it anymore. And it just sucks that you have to get to that place in your life. And we all have to get there, right? But like, it sucks to have to get to the place in your life where you're so miserable and so demotivated that that's when you take the leap. Like, whether that is now for you or whether you're not quite there, but you just know maybe you don't want to work 30 more years, or maybe you just want extra income because you want to enjoy nicer things in life and travel more or do whatever with your families. Like, you'll never get there doing the same thing you're doing now in the 9 to 5. And I hate to say that, but it's just true, right? We all know inflation is 10-15%, right? We all know recession is here. We all know the next few years it's going to be really hard. And the only way to get yourself out of that is either win the lottery or start an online business and have a second stream of income coming in that can offset all of the things that are happening, but also potentially give you a path to, again, early retirement and generational wealth. And you know what? You have literally nothing to lose and everything to gain, because the risk reward of this business, there's no comparison. I would do it tenfold, 100,000 times over every single time, because at the end of the day, bet on yourself. Don't bet on your companies. Companies are laying people off. You're not valued in that space anymore. And so do something that is good for you, that gives you hope each and every day, that allows you a vehicle and a compensation plan and a product to truly not only change your life, but other people's lives. So that is what I would say to you, is like, faith over fear, freaking do it. You will not regret it if you truly go all in and apply yourself in the way that you should. What that can do for you financially, but also emotionally and physically and spiritually, and oh my God, all the things, is absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Yes, I love that. And it's so true. Fear holds us back. It really does. And it's really sad that it takes us getting to like a breaking point before we actually make a change. Like, we're unfortunately wired as humans to, you know, sit in our discomfort and sit in our complacency until it gets to a point where it's too painful to sit there. Then we say, okay, now we're ready to take a chance on the unknown. Like, I really wish I had done this way sooner than I had. And one thing that I always think about is like, and I started thinking about this way, is like, okay, why would anyone hire me to work for them if I wouldn't even hire myself to work for myself? And when I got to that place and I'm like, wow, like, I put so much trust or faith in someone else to see my abilities than to see them myself. And when I like step back and look at like what I can do, I'm like, fuck yeah, I am so capable. Like, I'm hiring myself. I'm going to be my boss. Like, I don't need someone else to tell me what I'm capable of. And like, just think about that. Like, why do you need someone else to tell you what you're capable of? Look in the mirror. Look what you've done in your life. Like, you can do so much. And online business is not difficult. It's really freaking easy to learn. It's like a lot of fun to do, actually. I love it. And you can make a lot of freaking money doing it and help so many people. if you're like in a place where you're like, and here's the thing, like I was doing well with my corporate job. Kristy was doing well with her corporate job. We just both knew there was something missing in that long term, that this wasn't it for us. And so ask yourself, like, I'm doing well, but am I fulfilled? Am I happy? Is this really what I want to see myself doing the next 10, 15 years? I knew my answer for me was hell no. And so I made a change and did something, and I decided to hire my damn self and bet on myself. And yeah. And once I did that, everything changed.
Believe in yourself,
and
you got to believe in yourself and know that you can do all things. Anything is possible. Visualize the life that you want, not the life that you are like living and afraid that it will be for the rest of your life. Like, don't think about what if I fail? What if it doesn't work? Think about what if it does work? What if I make the same or more money than I could have ever made in my job? What if, again, putting the money aside, I'm more happy and fulfilled in my life, and my quality of life goes up so much greater because of this business that I now get to invest in myself and pour into myself. That's what it's done for me and so many other people. And I would just say, like, time's ticking. Like, there's no better time than the present, and everyone's online. Everyone's looking to make income online. You can be the life raft for people right now, and that's super powerful.
Yep. And I just want to say, like, if you're listening to this and you're resonating with Kristy's story and you're like, oh my gosh, like, I'm ready to hire myself. I'm ready to take that next step and be a little uncomfortable, be scared, because where I'm at is not where I want to be. Reach out to me. This is what I thrive on. I love coaching. I love helping. I love developing. And I'll share with you the system that we use. And actually, we have a free trial right now going on that you can check everything out. Everything, like from the products to the compensation structure, to the training platform, to the community you'll be working with, to a call with moi. I will sit down and like work out a strategy for you to say, will this actually work for your life? And if that's something you're ready to do, hey, let's get it done. And I will absolutely sit down with you and we can make this work for you as well. So Kristy, thank you so much for hopping on with me. I always love talking to you. If I ever need an infusion of energy, Kristy's my little go-to. She always has such a positive attitude. And fun fact, she wasn't having the best day today either. And could you even tell? No, you can't.
You're not going to keep me down.
She's always positive.
Thank you, Abigail.
No, ma'am, absolutely not.
I just want to say, I owe a lot of my success to this lady right here. Abby has been my online business coach and has seen me through the highs, the lows, and everything in between. And she's truly the best coach. And I'm so grateful for you. And I'm so thankful to be on this path and this journey. And just, yeah, thank you so much for everything that you do. Love you.
Love you.
Bye, everybody.
All right, guys. Have an amazing rest of your day. And we'll talk to you soon.